$10,000?
No. No, I love my man. Bad.
100,000?
No, I love my man bad.
$1 million?
I love my man bad. Bad. Bad.
Alright, go.
Bad. He's the best man on earth. It have no man like him. It have no man like him on earth. He is the funniest. He is the smartest. He is the cutest. He is the best man on earth.
Hello?
Yeah, baby. It's over.
What? What you talking about?
Nah, you don't love me enough.
What do you mean?
I'm getting a visa and I'm moving out the country.
Oh, that's what you want to do?
You got mad at me for liking pictures on Instagram, and that's what Instagram was created for. I don't have time for this anymore.
Thirsty. I mean, who wants to
Yeah.
be thirsty?
And you want me to chase you, and I pay for everything. It's like chasing a bill. I'll pass.
Aren't you a
Okay,
real man?
just so you know.
Aren't you a real man?
Yeah, all your stuff is in the 2 trash bags that you brought it in, so it'll be in the garage.
Funny. You think you're so funny?
It's
5 reasons why women push away good men. Y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, low self-esteem. She doesn't feel worthy of a good man, so she pushes good men away because she almost feels like it's too good to be true. Self-sabotage. Number 2, past trauma. She is easily triggered by things that remind her of her past, and she reacts irrationally, either completely abandoning and running away or reacting poorly, to say the least. Number 3, fear of intimacy and vulnerability. Does not want anyone to get too close to her. Fear of pain, abandonment, or betrayal. This one is related to number 2, as it's related to trauma. So this person keeps a wall up that keeps people out and creates an illusion of safety. Number 4, overthinking and second guessing. This is usually an anxious attachment style, constantly overthinking every action, and can start to easily feel more invested than the other person, and therefore can push somebody away because of the time that has been invested in dissecting what is happening in the situation that the other party might not even be aware of. And number 5, not ready for a commitment or just not on the same page.
If you want a good man, you have to be a good woman. I keep picking men that suck. I keep having all these horrible dates. I can't find a good man. I'm not discrediting that these men suck. They probably do. But there are also very good men in this world. I married one, a wonderful man. We're not thinking about the common denominator here. You are picking these men. We need to take an accountability that maybe your picker is broken. I can't sit here and say that I didn't pick men. For my husband, the guys that I dated were awful. But once I realized that I was the problem and took accountability for my lack of picking good men, my world changed. My life changed. I've been with my husband for 12 years. I picked a good man. Those are your choices. We need to remember that we need to be accountable for that. Do these men suck? Probably. But we need to look inward and think about, what do I need to change about myself in order to find a good man? Change my mind.
I will on is that men don't want a good woman. They want a woman that makes them feel good. And you're going to say, what are you talking about? Men don't actually want a good woman on paper. They don't want you to make good money. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want you to have great credit. They don't want you to have a good body. They don't want you to cook. They don't want you to clean. They don't want any of that. They don't want a quote unquote good woman, because then it forces them to rise to the occasion because you already have all of those things. So now he feels pressure. Now he feels unworthy. Now he feels insecure. And he also knows that a good woman is going to leave him. And so every day he sits there and he has a fear that another man is going to come and steal you from him. So then he goes and he acts weird to you and he cheats on you. When I say that men want a woman that makes them feel good, they want a woman who they feel superior over. They want a woman who they make more money than. They want a woman who they feel like they're doing better than. They want a woman that they're like, who's going to want this fat, ugly, stretch marks with kids? No one's going to want you. but that's why they want.
I have two main points to make on this one, and that is one, a man does not think that a woman needs to have a good credit score, a high education like a master's or doctorate's degree, or make a bunch of money in order to be a good woman. I mean, those are things that make her a responsible woman and an educated woman. It's kind of like an added bonus, but that is not what men want the most. Secondly, I know for sure that a man wants to be able to show off the woman that he's with. So no, he does not want to be with the woman that he thinks is fat and ugly. I honestly just think that it's weird to think that.
I don't expect American women to lower their dating standards because they're in a position of power and privilege right now. You can't convince someone in that position to be like, hey, you should just lower your price. Why? I can charge a high price and people will pay it, so I'm going to charge it. I tend to think the solution actually comes from guys being more selective because I've seen this now in Asia. Guys don't put up with the same amount of bull. Accordingly, women lower their price because the bid in the market is lower. I'm sorry for comparing it to pricing, but the market analogy is so great with dating. Every time you swipe right on a girl on a dating app that you wouldn't actually date, but you're just like, oh, she's cute, you inflate the market. And the cherry on top is you get downranked in the algorithm on the dating app. They think that you're desperate. It doesn't even have to be all guys. Even like 40% of guys become more selective and lower their bid. That's enough to pull down the whole market and make it more realistic. Don't worry about the simps. The simps will continue to overbid, but we already know the women won't want the simps in the end. They will overlook 300 simps for one fair buyer that has a semblance of frame.
A passport bro is a man who is done with entitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails. Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of U.S. men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives, lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading.
I love when I see a hot girl dating an ugly guy because I'm like, thank you so much for getting him off the streets.
I love it when a below average woman who's a good 30 to 40 pounds overweight, wearing 10 pounds of makeup and running filters on the video so hard that the police wouldn't be able to find her if she went missing, jumps on this app talking about ugly men and hot women like she's some supermodel. And I bet she still wonders why she's still single. Why can't she find a man? Why is it always these 2s and 3s acting like they're the 10s? Seriously, because you almost never genuinely hear beautiful women talking like this. Because they don't need to. Their confidence isn't built on delusion and social media filters and a bunch of desperate simps just handing out validation. Men have to stop feeding this because half these women have been told that they're queens for so long, they've completely lost touch with reality. Every like, every thirsty comment, every dude willing to smash has convinced them that there's something special when they are painfully average. This woman would be lucky to pull a 3, yet she talks like she's entitled to a top-tier man. And maybe she can get laid by some dude with a fat fetish, but congratulations, that's not the flex you think it is. The problem is women like this confuse access with relationship value. A guy being willing to you isn't proof you're a catch, because men will sleep with women they would never date, never commit to, and never introduce to their friends. I mean, getting pumped and dumped by a guy out of your league doesn't make you a baddie. It makes you a Tuesday night.
If a woman does these things, cut her off immediately. If she asks for a break, cut. If her life is constant drama, cut. She expects princess treatment, cut. She always plays the victim, cut. She talks down or gets threatened by other girls' accomplishments, cut. She tries to disrespect you in front of anybody else, cut. Honestly, if she just has a lack of respect in general, cut. Big one. She's wishy-washy, Cut. She says all of her ex-boyfriends are a narcissist. Cut. She pokes fun at short guys or guys that don't make a lot of money. Cut. She doesn't exercise consistently. Cut. She says, I'm not a girl's girl. Cut. She says, girls are just too much drama. Cut. She says things like manifesting. Cut. If she tries to tell you, I'm so mature. Cut. If she tries to tell you how much different she is from all the other girls. Cut. If she tries to tell you her body count on the first date. Cut. She's lying. She just wants you to believe that. On the first date, she's telling you and trying to convince you that I just want a traditional man. I want to be a stay-at-home wife. I want to be submissive. They do not, bro. That's a projection. Cut. She doesn't have any female friendships that's lasted longer than 5 years. Cut. That's a pretty good start. Let me know what I missed in the comments.
You know, when you see clips like the woman talking about her man, just chilling on the beach, probably with her friends, taking it easy, maybe with her family, taking it easy, and says, hey man, for this amount of money, let me get some of that. No. And at every turn, she's turning the man down. If y'all would do this type of stuff, men would be more comfortable with you going out. But it's because the man, at every turn. So what happens is a lot of times modern women, they say certain things and the man is like, okay, well, let's go ahead and test it out. Right? Because y'all say that men be cutting y'all off and men be thinking of themselves. If they be cutting you off and thinking of themselves, then how y'all get in a relationship with a man? Except that he's saying, okay, well, let me give her a chance. Let me see what she's about. Let me take her at her word. But then y'all go out there and y'all start doing weird stuff. And the man says, man, I don't like that type of stuff. I thought you said that you didn't say that. Or thought you said that you didn't do that type of stuff. Only to come to find out with hard evidence, none of this, oh my gut is telling me that, none of that, with hard evidence that you were out here doing the opposite of what you said you didn't do. If you was out here bigging up your man and saying, no, I don't get into that, and hey, no matter what you do, I'm still in love with my man, y'all would probably get men that were like, oh yeah, go ahead. And they wouldn't have a problem with a lot of stuff you're doing.
You guys had a lot of thoughts on my video about why men are refusing to get married. One commenter said, making an investment with a 52% chance of failure that would continue to deplete your resources after said failure is a very bad investment. You don't have a 52% chance of failure. Depending on your level of education, your age when you get married, and some other factors, your chance for divorce goes down pretty dramatically. One person commented, the truth is that women's status, independence, and wages have increased dramatically, but divorce laws are still stuck in the 1950s. That's not untrue. When divorce laws, especially in Utah, were made, there were a lot of protections for women because gender roles in marriage were very different. We don't see that as much anymore. We do still see it. Utah has a higher percentage of stay-at-home moms, which is why Utah will probably always have alimony, but that's not untrue, and maybe we need to update some of the ways that we divide and talk about property. A lot of people said that it's a lot of risk for little benefit. I don't think a lot of people know the risks, like actually know what the risks are, but also I don't think you know necessarily the benefits. There are tax benefits to being married, insurance. There are legal protections for if you have kids. A commenter on here said that no marriage equals no kids equals no child support. You can still have child support if you have a child when you're not married. I did appreciate everyone's comments, and I really think that we should keep up this conversation around marriage.
Why don't women inherently go with the guy that's best for them?
To keep it very simple, historically, we have been programmed to conform to being a victim. Women, we like to be the one that got done wrong. This is why we struggle with accountability. Most women chase bad boys because being with a bad boy allows you to end up being a victim at some point or another.
Why do they want to be victims?
It is programmed in us that poor me is some type of flex as a woman and as a mother, where the majority of the women right off bat I knew I was going to be a single mother. I knew. And being a single mother, being a woman, poor woman left with children to raise on her own. That is something that they get to flex off of. They believe it is a flex. That's why when I say it produces the worst product, the comeback is, well, he did it to me. The bad boys will allow, you're able to say, girl, I was with Tyrone, he in the streets, bitch. Yeah, he took me out. It was exciting. There's the excitement side. But then there's always, if this doesn't work out with Tyrone, I have a story where Tyrone was the one that did me wrong.
Like, comment, share. Later. Mwah.
She shut down Pound Town, and if she wanted to, she would, okay? Why is it that when women have good men that are working 10, 12-hour day shifts, paying all the bills, showing up for their family, doing the emotional support that the wife needs, he's the one that's suffering, being shut off on intimacy and bedroom activities. Let me ask you women, if your man is showing up for the way that you need him to show up, why can't you show up for him the way he wants you to show up for him? Why is there such a double standard? And why is it that it's been such a burden to you to open up bedroom activities? I seriously want to know, because I see a lot of women say, oh, I have great men, but then like they talk about how they don't have at all anymore in their relationship. Like, it's not important to them. But yet their men still want this. And why is it that when he brings it up to you, is that, and your response is that all you ever think about? But you best believe and bet your sweet butt cheeks that if you have a problem and something's not right on your end, that he needs to fix it immediately or there'll be hell to pay. Why is it that men have to jump through hoops and continue to jump through hoops to satisfy you in every aspect of your life? It's like his job to keep you happy, but you can't do the same for him? Make it make sense.
Have you ever dated a baddie before? Like, is that your type, is like a baddie?
Have I dated or is it my type?
I just don't want to be your first baddie. So do you have experience?
Why is she not a baddie?
Why do women like you get your bills paid, and there's some women that work hard and can't find a man?
If she feels like she a baddie, she's a baddie.
I feel like I'm a billionaire. Does that make me a billionaire?
One day you may be.
Okay, but I'm not a billionaire right now. The bank account don't read that, right? So if ain't nobody ever told her she a baddie, how she a baddie?
Somebody may have.
Who?
What's wrong with
Ray
her?
Charles.
She's pretty.
Stevie Wonder. Who ever told her that? When if anybody ever came and said, ooh, you're a baddie? Did Natalie Nunn put her on baddies? Huh? No, needs nothing. Why do you get your bills paid and she don't get her bills paid?
What makes her not a baddie? Please tell me.
Do baddies have double chins?
Wow.
When women present to me on paper, right, he's everything. He's good looking, he treats me well, comes from a good family, he's kind, he's generous, he has a good job. What the is missing? Pick the guy. You guys are crazy. What do you want? You want him to use you?
Settle.
You want him to treat you like
Never been in
There's
a toxic
something about
relationship.
women. You guys
I have
want
never
a
been
guy
in a toxic
who's kind of got a rough edge to
Wrong.
him. You guys want a guy
Wrong.
who kind of treats you like a I think there's
You're wrong.
something there when women can say, on paper, he's everything. Pick the guy then. What is missing? Tell me.
Compatibility.
Compatibility. Imagine if I sat here and said, she's beautiful, she's amazing, she treats me kindly, she's a virgin, whatever, all the things that men care about. She's all the great things, but I just didn't feel the vibe, I didn't feel the vibe. That's never gone through my mind. Trust me, the vibe will be there if everything on paper is there. You want the jerk, you want the bad boy, you want the guy with a bit of edge. That's dysfunction, just saying.
Where are the good men? A lot of them have passed. A lot of the good men are married and happy in their lives. And a lot of the good men, they're buried under stacks of legal paper, 5 miles high. They're riddled with debt, bills coming in faster than they can make money. They're working tirelessly through the day, long hours and late nights studying court dockets and learning the law so that they can self-represent because they can't afford an attorney. Where are the good men? The ones that are left, the ones that are single? A lot of them are walking away because what they were taught the first round in family court is that they're not recognized, they're not seen, they're not heard, and they are being financially destroyed and walking away with little to nothing and without their children. And why would a man risk that again? I know if it were me and my situation, I wouldn't. So when we wonder where the good men are, a lot of them have been destroyed by the family court.
Hey ChatGPT, if you were the devil, how would you destroy men in the 21st century?
If I were the devil and I wanted to destroy men in the 21st century, I'd start by removing their sense of purpose. I'd make them comfortable with mediocrity. I'd drown them in distractions, video games, endless scrolling, mindless entertainment, until years slip by and they wonder why they never built anything meaningful. I'd distort masculinity itself. I'd make strength seem toxic, leadership oppressive, and responsibility a burden. I'd make men ashamed of being men, stripping them of their natural role as protectors and providers, leaving them directionless, weak, and dependent. I'd promote pleasure over progress. I'd make them chase dopamine hits instead of real fulfillment, porn instead of real relationships, junk food instead of health, short-term gains instead of long-term success. I'd make vice feel like freedom and discipline feel like imprisonment. I'd sever them from faith. I'd make them believe that religion is outdated, that submission to God is weakness, and that morality is subjective. I'd fill their minds with nihilism and hedonism until they believe life has no real meaning beyond chasing their next high. I'd keep them alone, weak, and vulnerable, because a man with no tribe, no purpose, and no faith is the easiest to control.
This man that is exhausted, that is overworked and underpaid, or his dreams haven't paid off yet, or he feels like the dating pool doesn't even take him serious because he doesn't make $100,000 plus a year. Lord forbid he be 5'10". Lord forbid he be 5'8", and now it's even harder for him. This is a good man. He's ready to be loyal. He's ready to be committed. He's ready to take care of his wife. But women won't even take him serious because he's not 6 feet tall. There are so many intangible pressures that we as women put on men, and so many intangible pressures that men have in themselves. And I'm not saying that we don't have emotional toil. I'm saying that we need to be aware that the world revolves around us, like us being he and her, not us around women. And that's why I think people are just not doing well in relationships. I really do think that. We as women, we think that we have it harder because we're seeking needs and fulfilling them before they're expressed. We're making sure that we are porn stars in the bedroom, or that we are great moms. We're keeping our bodies fit. Yes, we're doing all of these things.
And that because of all of those things, you should kiss the ground and walk it. What are you saying?
No.
That you just, what are you,
no,
what?
I'm saying that's not all there is. The world does not revolve around us. The same way that we're doing all of these things is the same way that...
I really do appreciate, when some of these ladies do come on and they're serious about trying to answer the questions, or, kind of give an answer or explore topics that men are having issues with about why men are refusing to get married. I just think that maybe they don't understand exactly what men are saying. When a man says, hey, I don't want to get married because, if you make an investment, you have a 52% chance of that investment basically not working out. That's a 1 in 2 chance. And I really don't want to take those risks. Well, there's certain protections for this and certain protections for that. Yes. Well, you get insurance and tax breaks, and all of that is true, but it's not going to matter what tax breaks or insurance I have if all of the insurance is given to the woman. Let's not say all of the insurance. Let's say a good portion of it is given to the woman, and I have to start back at near zero. I don't want to do that. Well, the woman has to start back at near zero too. Okay. Well, for me, I don't want to do that, and I think that's okay. I don't know why this is a one-up competition. I don't want to be involved in that.
Don't spin a block on him once you realize he was solid from the start, because a lot of women overlook good men for temporary feelings. He got money, he excited, he know how to talk, he know how to make you feel good, in the moment, but that's all it is, a moment. And once that fades, now you sitting there missing a man who was actually solid, the one who honored you, the one who gave you real time, the one who was consistent and made you feel safe, did the small things, the back rubs, the checking on you, the showing up for you, but you called him boring. That's the problem. Y'all be confusing peace with lack of excitement. A man who is stable, consistent, and intentional, that's rare. But you don't see it until you experience the opposite. Now you want to double back. Nah, leave him where you left him. Because you don't get to overlook someone's value, then come back once you realize what you lost. Good men don't stay available forever. And by the time you understand what he was, he already moved on to someone who did.
Yup, y'all didn't. Y'all pushed me to my limits. I'm done. I'm stepping away from these dating apps. Why, you might ask? Because women play too much. I used to be on y'all side and be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe a guy should, do more and do this, that, and the third. But nah, y'all are making yourself single. I'm sorry to say it, but just from my experience, it's I don't want to get into it, bro, but I'm done. Maybe I might step into a more coaching role, and I'll help some guys out, help them boost their profile, tell them what to say if they need some help. But beyond that, that's it. I'm done. I'm not stepping into the game no more. That's it. These 2027, man.
Women have been convinced, younger women, that they don't need men, and kind of what's the point? And I can do it all myself, and I don't need a man. And the practicalities of every day, yeah, you can get a job and you can buy a house and you can do a lot of it yourself. But in terms of companionship and a partner and love and support, that's where the thing falls down. And I think what happens is women have been told, girl boss, do it yourself, all that. And then they get to an age and they're like, oh, I actually would quite like a partner and I would like support and, life can be lonely and I would like children and actually I kind of need a man for that, or I need a partner and I'd like a decent partner, not just any old schlub.
I don't think women understand that men don't want to provide for the woman who says, oh, I deserve it. Oh, as he should. No, men want to provide for the woman who says, thank you so much. Thank you. You really changed my life. You really make my life easier. Thank you. I want to make your life easier in a lot of ways too. It should be this mutual respect for one another, because a man is not going to be respected when you're saying, oh, as he should. As he should. He should give me that. It's so damaging to relationships nowadays. But that's just my opinion.
So, what were you saying about not having fun?
I'm done having fun. I'm done having fun. I had so much fun in my 20s. So much fun with so many men. Too much fun, honestly. I think I, reached the fun limit. But I'm serious about dating. I'm in my 30s. I have a plan. I have a time frame. I have deadlines.
Right.
I want a baby in a year. I just froze my eggs. I want a ring in 9 months, and I want to be married a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I'm looking for someone who is at that level. And is willing to meet me at that level.
For sure. This is our first date, so
yeah,
I feel
know.
Like
that's why I'm being crystal clear, because so many men look just like you, have just wasted years of my life, and I'm so sick of it, and I'm not going to let it happen.
Well, I thought you were trying to have fun, so it's
No, I'm not having fun. I'm done having fun.
Right, you're done with fun now, but before.
I had so much fun.
Yeah, that much is clear.
A lot of men.
Yeah, I'm picturing a lot of things.
And I don't need to do it anymore. And honestly, you're really not my type. My friend told me to go out with you, and because she seems like you're the type that wants to settle down, so.
Okay.
Normally I don't go for you, but I feel like maybe you're at the same place in your life and my life.
I don't know. This might not be a great fit.
First date, and she's already laying out a full timeline like it's a business meeting. Baby in a year, ring in 9 months, marriage in 2. That's not romance. That's a checklist. The whole vibe screams desperation and not attraction. Nothing makes a man lose interest faster than feeling like he's being recruited to fix a life plan that's already behind schedule. This is the problem with the fun years. A whole decade spent running around, stacking memories, stacking baggage, and then when the party's over, suddenly it's time to get serious. But serious doesn't erase mileage. Serious doesn't erase the past. The truth is simple. No man with options is signing up to be the retirement plan after a decade of chaos. No man with self-respect is rushing into a contract just because she wasted her prime and now wants to hit fast forward. Love doesn't grow under pressure. It dies there. And any guy who sticks around after hearing that kind of speech on a first date isn't her soulmate. He's just desperate enough to play along.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man.
The reason it's hard to find a good woman is because a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. It's simply put like a good woman is somewhere being a good woman. That's why you don't see them in the club half naked, sweated out in the summertime. That's why you don't see them on a podcast or on TV somewhere talking about, let me tell you something. Yeah. That ain't no good woman. That woman for the streets. When you run across a good woman, it was luck. You happen to stumble across a good woman. You better try to get her and keep her. It ain't that many of them.
How much money do you make from all this? Can you say?
I'd say 2 to 3K a month.
2 to 3K a month?
Well, last month was good. I think I made like 4K.
That's not that good.
That's good.
That's not good.
Why?
That's actually very not good. I thought you would make more. I thought, I don't know.
I don't know why you're trying to diss me. What's your credit score? Do you know it or no?
No.
Do you have a debit card or just your dad's?
My dad's.
Makes sense. And how much money does he give you a month?
It's just like unlimited. Yeah.
Unlimited.
I always have access to it.
So we
You know
should
what I
probably make you pay for all that shit.
These are 3 things that keep me at peace when it comes to women. Let's get it. 1, I have a disease called I don't give a syndrome. This shit shows up in 1 in 1,000 men that's born every day across the world, right? It's very rare. It's like, I really don't give a what a girl does. If she don't text back, I don't give a If we're in a talk stage and I'm in them guts and another dude comment her picture, I don't give a If she want to leave, I don't give a bro. Like, this is crazy, bro. There's 4 billion girls on earth. And you think I'm gonna stress over one? You crazy. There's 3 things you never chase in life. A bus, a train, and a female. Cause another one's coming. You heard me. 2, there's no such thing as a good girl. The chances of you finding a pure girl is 1 in 1,000, bruh. You feel me? It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. They all get down and dirty. So anytime I deal with a girl, bro, I just tell myself, bruh, she got a pass. You know, other dudes came before me. Pause, no Diddy. That sound crazy. But yeah, man, like, she ain't innocent, I ain't innocent, but she decent, we can rock out. Now, if shit get back to me, yeah, she getting kicked to the curb, you heard me. 3, I'm always willing to walk away at any slight inconvenience. I will not let nothing disturb my peace, especially a female, you feel me? I done seen dudes self-delete, bro, over a female, bruh. Go on Google, search up cases. That's crazy. I'm telling you, bruh, love is a drug, and take that in doses. Follow me for more advice, you might never see me again.
Men aren't abandoning marriage. They're abandoning bad deals. Most men are not rejecting marriage because they hate commitment. They're walking away because they don't see a version of marriage that actually works for them. When they look at modern marriage, many see risk without authority, responsibility without respect, and obligation without security. So they ask a simple question. Why would I sign up for this? That question makes people uncomfortable, but it matters because marriage used to offer men something clear: legacy, stability, respect, and a defined role. There was a trade. Responsibility came with authority. Provision came with leadership. Commitment came with honor. Now, many men feel like they're still expected to provide, protect, lead, and sacrifice, but without the respect, loyalty, or stability that made those sacrifices meaningful. So they hesitate, and hesitation kills commitment. But here's the part men also need to hear. Some of this is self-inflicted. If a man avoids responsibility, avoids discipline, and avoids emotional maturity, and avoids leadership, he cannot complain that marriage has no strong structure. He has to become the kind of man capable of building one. Most men still want a wife, a family, a home, and a legacy. They just want marriage to feel like something worth choosing. Why does marriage no longer feel like a good deal for many men? Until that question is answered honestly, the trend will continue. The forge is ready. Let's get to work.
Oh, I don't really believe in Jesus.
I can't live without my vape. My sister is such a Gemini.
I love my male bestie. He's like a brother to me. We actually have a date later.
I hate kids. Matter of fact, I never want to be a mother. Sounds awful. Oh my God. I don't really believe in marriage. Marriage was formed by the patriarchy to benefit men.
Oh, if a girl wants to abort her baby, go ahead, girl, do you.
Why do we shame women for having high body counts?
Religion, I think, is a patriarchal system created to oppress women.
I'm actually bisexual.
Then why are you here? Like, why would you go on a date with a clearly straight man?
Don't tell me how to live my life. See, this is what I'm talking about. The
And I think, like the woman was talking about, she said, man, don't spin the block. You realized that he was solid from the jump. I think this is what a lot of men are having issues with. I think this is what a lot of men are complaining about. Modern women in their early 20s, in all their maturity, finding out and seeing, hey man, this man is actually pretty solid. I want to hold on to this one, but I'm not ready to start having fun yet. I want to experience this. I want to experience that. And I want to be sure. It's not even the fear of the unknown. It's I guess it's kind of half and half. It's like, okay, I want to experience this. I want to do that. And essentially, instead of experiencing it with somebody else and working in that direction, they say, well, I want to experience it by myself. And there might be some things that I want to get into that being with a partner, it's one thing to say, I want to travel by myself. It's another thing to say, I want to get with a lot of men. Those are two separate experiences. You can travel with a partner, but you saying, well, I want to kind of travel by myself because I want to do this, 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 and this. And I want to go to certain places that I know a man really don't want to go. Right? You might want to go to a certain part of the country that, you might see as romantic and go to all the museums and study certain things that if you were the man, he probably don't want to do that. Right? But y'all do that. But then there are other things that y'all are actually doing that your partner wouldn't approve of. And you reason in your mind because you're not with a man and you're going to come back and get him. He's not going to care about that because, well, I wasn't with you. That's not a good excuse. That's not a good excuse. Regardless of whether you're with anybody or not, you shouldn't have been doing that anyway. That's what men are trying to tell you. You're out here acting a darn fool, doing silly stuff. And when a man doesn't accept your excuse, you get mad at him and say he's insecure.
Men laugh at other men who take women that they've been with serious. It's like, well, you got what?
Had that.
Been there, done that. Other women may try to say that same type of time. Oh, babe, I've had that. No, babe, you ain't had them like this though. It's in a man's nature to desire a woman or to desire women. It's in your innate nature to be like, dang, she look good. Why your woman is there? That's in a man's nature to just be like, yo, she is a good looking woman. That's not to say that you want to pursue her. Now, a woman may say the same thing and says, that dude looks good. Cool. The thing that makes any woman valuable is her being a virtuous woman. If Peter, Paul, and Patrick can say that they done been with your woman, that value has went down.
Right.
This is what we call a double standard.
It is.
Because if Patricia, Pam, and Pauletta been with your dude, your man has more value. Why? They look at you as to say, you got something that they wanted.
Right.
A purse.
Right.
A car. An outfit.
Right.
A house. No. This is really what's going to the life. When Pam, Pauletta, Patricia see that you got a man that they was with, but you got the good version. Now I'm gonna give you a same example. With Paul, Peter, John, and Jabbar. If they see me with the girl that all of them hit, I'm the laughing stock.
Of course.
That's the point that I was just trying to make. Like, 3 girls, 3 men, same situation. That's the double standard. Am I saying that this is okay? No, I'm just giving you an example of.
How do we change this though?
It will never, see, that's the thing. When you start hearing online, it will never change. Double standards are here to stay from BC
Till end of time.
to afterlife.
After time.
Double standards are here. They're not going anywhere. There's certain things that women can do that men could never. There's things that men could do that women could never. It's just here.
What is a passport bro?
A passport bro is a man who is done with entitled, ungrateful, high mileage women in the West demanding provider status while offering nothing but an attitude and an OnlyFans link. Done with 50% divorce rates, false accusations, alimony, traps, and child support jails. Done with feminism lies. You're toxic if you want a feminine, loyal, fit, debt-free, low body count. So he grabs his passport, flies to Colombia, Thailand, Philippines, Ukraine, Brazil, anywhere but the US. Places where women still value men. Cook, stay slim, don't weaponize, and see marriage as a partnership, not a paycheck. Stats don't lie, my friends. US women initiate 70 to 80% of divorces. 60+% of Western women, 18 to 30, are obese or overweight. The average Western woman, 7+ partners by the age 25, and that's backed by the CDC. 43% of US men under 30 are celibate, rejected, or priced out. Foreign wives, lower divorce rates, higher happiness, traditional values, actual gratitude. Passport bros aren't running, they are upgrading. So I'm with you guys. Smarter, not weaker. West failed the men, so men left. Can't blame them.
Women say they want a good man until they actually meet one and realize they're not equipped to handle him. A good man is not convenient. He doesn't bend to accommodate chaos. He doesn't rearrange his values because you're emotional. A real good man has discipline, boundaries, and priorities that don't shift based on your mood. And this is where women get confused. When you've never met emotional maturity, you misread everything. You call him cold because he won't tolerate drama. You call him selfish because he protects his peace. You label him detached because he refuses to beg for your approval. But that's not coldness. That is self-respect. A man who knows his worth doesn't move from insecurity. He moves from conviction. Good men don't chase drama. They don't chase chaos. And they sure as don't chase women who weaponize emotion. They build, they lead, they create order. Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
There are men that are looking for good women and looking to be married and everything. And I think that we just need to know that, understand that. Because it is out there. And there's a man right now that's going through a breakup because a woman hurt him. Not he hurt her, you know?
So you think there's men out here that's looking for a good woman in a marriage?
Yes.
Absolutely. And you think that they are a good man?
Yes, I think that, and I think that a lot of men are yearning for good women. Because a good woman is not just a woman that's beautiful or a successful woman. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that. So many of us is beautiful and successful and all those things, but it's deeper than that. A spiritual aligned woman, a woman that knows who she is, a woman that is coming to also be a servant. You know what I mean?
Come on, a helpmate.
You know, exactly.
A helpmate.
So
that's going to add value to your life.
And multiply.
Yes.
A good woman will help you multiply anything that you touch.
A good woman going to turn your dreams and help you make your dreams reality. She going to birth something in you.
Yes. She going to be an inspiration.
Yeah.
That's why they say when he finds a
he who finds a
good
thing,
and finds favor from the Lord.
And I
think people always forget that last part, favor from the Lord. So it shows you that when a man gets a good woman, that he gets favor from the Lord.
Come on! Come on!
Favor is like what we all is out here wanting to be favored. Like,
you see how Amber, was that a shade to Carmen's post?
So, if men don't like hoes, can somebody explain to me what's going on here? Her chart looks exactly like the same chart I'm seeing people pass around the Megan Thee Stallion one. Yeah, I don't see anybody going up to Travis Kelce, calling him a simp. I don't see nobody talking about Travis Kelce asking them, why did he propose to a ran-through woman? Ran-through cat is ran-through cat. When Taylor Swift got proposed to by Travis Kelce, why didn't white men go around making a graph like this of Taylor Swift? No other group of women gets disrespected by their own community on this scale the way black women do, and y'all wonder why black women act the way they act.
So are you saying in real life that you believe that men marry hoes like more times than not? Is that your argument here?
I feel like it's about equal. I would say it's more often, but I feel like it's about the same.
So are you saying half the women in the world that get married are hoes?
They got a pass. I would say they're currently hoes, but everybody is some Christian non-hoe girl who got morals getting picked by a God-fearing man, because every man ain't God-fearing. So you just want every girl to just be like, oh, I'm this little celibate girl. I have so much modesty. And you just think, sir, you think a hoe wouldn't get married before her? Like, that's how you think the world works? I'm just curious.
A hoe can get married, obviously, but she's going to have to change some of them hoe ways. She's not going to be able to continue to be a hoe or act like a hoe or have the mannerisms of hoe. She's going to have to adjust.
But what is the mannerisms of a hoe, though? Like twerking?
Like twerking, yeah. That is, you get up in public and you're twerking, that's whorish behavior. I don't think... It's whorish behavior. Like, what do you think when men see women twerk, do you think they're like, oh, I'm gonna take her home to my mom? It's like, no, I want to have with her. I want to sleep with her.
They don't think they're better than you. They just don't want to talk to you. But for some reason, you take no as a challenge instead of accepting it as a statement. And instead of being kind and respecting what she said, you go on a mission to make her regret saying no. But your efforts to make her regret it just end up proving that she made the right choice. And you end up looking ridiculous when you try to guilt her for saying no, intimidate her into saying yes, or insult her like she wasn't good enough for you anyways. And you always go right to calling women ugly, but if they were attractive enough to approach, then they don't just magically become ugly the second they reject you. So you're not calling her ugly because you think she's unattractive. You're just trying to make her feel like she wasn't worthy of rejecting you in the first place, so she hopefully feels as badly about herself as you do. And then you say women have attitudes, but how do you expect to be treated when you prove that your respect for them isn't only performative, but it's also conditional on getting to sleep with them? Some of you want to make women pay when your insecurities get exposed, but fail to realize that your ego is not their responsibility. So just because your ego gets bruised when they reject you doesn't mean that your bruised ego is their fault. You love to say just say no, but there's no turning down a man who's already decided that he won't be rejected. So it's not about the way women say it, it's about the men who refuse to hear it.
You know, I think I understand, or I think I know what Kim was getting at. And essentially, it is the way a lot of these modern women think. If a man has been with many women, then they're looking, because they're just coming towards a resource. They're looking for a resource and they're saying, well, this man must have the resources that I need. You know, let me give it a try. Let me see if I can get some of the resources. That's why if you have a man that has a lot of money, then, you know, I don't have to be with him. I'm just looking for the resource. I'm just trying to secure resources. But you have a job. You're making a lot of money. Yeah, you know, but, you know, more never hurts. They're looking for the resource, right? But if a woman is out there, the man is looking for, you are a resource to him in a way. And if everybody is used the resource, then it's not something that I want. You know what I mean? So you're still, y'all are both resources to each other, right? But if there's a lot, well, you know, I don't figure, it doesn't matter what you care about. It doesn't matter what you think. You're thinking as a woman. A man is saying, well, I want to be proud. I want this to be a prized possession. How many people want to buy something that has been used all the time? You have stuff like, I don't know, Goodwill and the Salvation Army that are saying we want gently used items. We don't want heavily used items. So if we have stuff that, and people are like, no, well, I guess I can't give it to them because this is heavily used. And they're okay with that. They're not like, oh man, if you ain't got nothing, then you shouldn't be picky. No, they're saying, well, you know, I can't. Salvation Army and Goodwill are straight up saying, I'm not going to accept this. And that's what men are saying. No heavily used item.